I'm Michael Bollinger, IT Director at the Kansas City Public Library. The Kansas City Public Library serves a metropolitan area of 1.7 million people, and we have 2.5 million visitors every year. We host everything from children's events to book signings. Before we engaged Netelligent, we were working with an old voice over IP system that was on premise that had about 6 years of use, and we were starting to experience some issues with it that we didn't feel comfortable with it being available to us 100% of the time going forward, and we needed to look for a replacement. The reason we went with Netelligent is they were the lowest bid. It happened to be that they were also the best vendor for us. The advantages of going with Netelligent over building it ourselves in-house was the obvious cost savings. We wouldn't have to purchase all the hardware up front. We'd be leasing it over time. There's also the savings that E-Rate brings us based on our reimbursement rate. With it being a Priority 1 service as a hosted voice over IP telephone system, saved us a lot of money going forward. The solution that Netelligent recommended to us was Cisco HCS. This solution provided us with a range of features that we needed both now and into the future. Some of the new features that we're taking advantage of, one of the favorites of mine is the voice dial. I don't have to go in the directory to look up seldom called numbers that I can't remember. I can simply hit pound, speak the name, and I'm connected to the person at the other end. Another feature that we really like at the library is we can manage our call volumes coming into some of our busier locations, and that we can route every third, fourth, fifth call, however the call volume works out, to another branch whose desk staff isn't quite as busy, and they can handle those phone calls and answer those questions for our patrons. Being able to route phone calls from the busier desks to the branches that have less call volume, it allows our patrons to experience less wait time trying to get the information that they're looking for. Some of the advantages of working with Netelligent was that they gave us a very good project team to work with. They handled everything from the kickoff meeting until the actual implementation and then the burn-in period for a couple of weeks after we converted over to the new system. They basically held our hands all along the way. They led the project, did all the conversion. Any issues that we had after the conversion, they were on site to fix any problems that we had going forward. The first day was a huge success. We did have some lingering issues, but their team stayed after it and fixed all the programming that we needed to be, and within 2 weeks we were good to go, and I think everybody on the Kansas City Public Library side was very happy. The Netelligent staff has been a pleasure to work with. It's a growing relationship. The project, I couldn't ask for it to have gone better. They've been very easy to work with. Their engineers are very knowledgeable. They've basically been able to meet all our needs. I would recommend Netelligent to anyone implementing a hosted solution because they're easy to work with. They delivered what was promised on time. They hit all their targets, and it was a seamless rollout.